How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for Alcohol Mastery. This is Stop Drinking Alcohol 61. I wanted to talk about getting your expectations right for when you quit drinking. You know, what do you expect to get out of it? Well, first on the site this week, I've just put out another call for any other questions. I've got a couple of questions in already, just about the forums, or if you're having any difficulties with that, send me in your emails. Also this week I'm going to put out the progress chart that was so graciously done for us by one of the Alcohol Mastery members. So that'll be out in a couple of days' time, so watch out for that. Probably in the sidebar, I think. Otherwise I'll let you know in the newsletter anyway. So what do you expect once you've stopped, once you've quit drinking? When it comes to stopping drinking, it's a short-term goal at best, you know, and there's a couple of reasons for that. The first one is you just don't have a target to aim at when you stop drinking. I mean, it's sort of a final thing. So except for doing nothing, you've got nothing to aim for. And the second reason is because in the long run, sooner rather than later, you need to sort of close the door on alcohol. I'm not talking about forgetting that you had a drinking problem. It's good to remember that, but to actually give yourself closure. So you need to close one door before you can open up the other door for the rest of your life. It's important to try and establish your expectations, not necessarily before you quit, but in the first few days. You know, you need to sort of figure out where you want to go and how you're going to get there. I think one of the processes that we all go through once we've stopped drinking is to try and match the external conditions with our internal goals. So maybe one of your internal goals is to strive to be a better parent, you know, and quitting alcohol is definitely a step in the right direction. It gives you much more opportunity, headspace, and freedom to you know, do the things that are necessary to do that. You know, another way that we can do this is to modify your internal expectations. You know, going back to the good parent scenario, you know, what are your expectations of a good parent? You know, are they realistic expectations, or are they based around you know, what you're thinking when you've been drinking for so long? You know, are they based on your internal guilt? You know, obviously one of the reasons I'm talking about parenting expectations is because it was one of my big expectations once I quit drinking. I thought that once I stopped drinking I could sort of make up for lost time and become a better parent with my son. And really, since I've quit, I've realised I've changed my expectations, because I know that there is no lost time to make up for. I always had good times with my son, drunk or sober. The difference now is that the main difference is that I remember all the times that I'm spending with him. And secondly, I wasn't the bad father that I was painting myself to be. I mean, it was all guilty feelings that I was sort of shouldering, putting on my own shoulder. And you know, when you see the amount of people that are drinking in this world, and just the natural, normal feeling that you have about drinking in this culture, you know, you're not fully to blame for it. I know, you know, at the end of the day, when you're responsible for putting the drink into your own mouth, but I think it's only when you start getting difficulties that you start realising how abnormal drinking really is. Once you've stopped drinking, once your mind becomes a bit clearer, you can start re-evaluating and re-examining your expectations of life, your expectations about yourself and about other people, and you definitely come to realise that you know, beforehand you were probably being a lot harder on yourself than you should have been. Once you're free of the drug, you should really see the cloud and feel the cloud lifting, and it allows you to see things in a whole different and much more positive perspective. It's a much better place to view and perhaps modify your expectations of the future. So anyway, until next week, have a great week. I'm Kevin O'Hara for Alcohol Mastery. Onwards and upwards.